You must pass the Gik'tal.
Koi keles buglod, koi bukbebu, yakba makba jejuvi, saimak tumeyo. Avec coliko, e tu che malo, tauaka esto, padaori, yabosha, yabosha, yaboshoma. What are you doing here?
Well,
I can see it in your eyes. You seek honor this day.
I do, yes.
Yes.
Also, the way back to the anomaly I saw a little while ago, but first, honor. Honor first, always.
You calling me an anomaly?
No, no, no. I was calling an anomaly the thing back there I happened to fly through in my shuttlecraft.
Welcome to the Gik'tal. I am your host, Gow'roD, son of Gowron.
Chancellor Gowron.
Yes, Chancellor Gowron, my father. Today's challengers in this blood revenge. Last time's champion, Dave Mader. You're looking more Klingon this time, Dave.
David, son of Teddy, of the House Mater, a cadet branch, of course, of the House of Savoy, also a cadet branch of House Skelhorn of the Mekrovac region.
The Gik'tal has treated you well, Dave Mader.
We are here to defend the honor.
The honor of which house? Which house do you represent?
House Mater, as aforementioned.
I do not know this house, Mader. It will have a long way to go.
Surrender while you can!
And out for blood revenge, Dave P. Dave Puxley. Daffit.
Emphasis on slay.
Lieutenant Commander. You've gotten a promotion since last Gik'tal.
Well, perhaps. Perhaps.
Too bad it was Klingon military.
Yes, we've hit an anomaly. I've had to take several field promotions. I don't know if they'll stick, but that'll all be sorted out if we ever make it back to San Francisco. Speaking of which, do you have any flowers for my hair?
No. Which house do you represent this day?
House Slay.
Slay House.
Yes. The Slay House Playhouse.
Slay House either. Very obscure houses.
Yes.
Two are from.
Quite.
Taylor.
Today there will be 5 Tara or challenges to test these prospective Klingon warriors.
Kapla.
The one with the most honor points at the end of the 5 Tara will be the winner of the Gik'tal. And the other suffers death of honor.
Yes.
That is not a death worthy of Stovical.
No, it is not. You will
Fair enough.
The first challenge. The Mume Kada. Spelling, because you must communicate.
This is going to be my worst subject,
well
as last time.
Warrior. People must know who is conquering them.
I was not hooked on Klingon phonetics or phonics.
Prepare for me to order one pigeon.
In song and story. Needs a power, Dave M and Dave P.
Listen, I did a credit and a half of Klingon phonetics at Starfleet Academy, but I mean, I only passed one credit of those credit and a half, but whatever.
Last Gik'tal, Dave M went first. Tonight, Dave P shall go first.
First blood to me. Or on me.
Today
Dave
would
P.
be a bad day to die.
Yes. Yes. Though you are fighting a great battle this day, so if you die, it could be worse.
All right.
All right.
Still
Dave
vote
M.
for.
Yes.
No, Dave P.
DP.
Yes.
As you both know, all punctuation and capitalization must be adhered to in the Mume Kada. Dave P. Spell for me Batleth.
Lowercase b. A. T. Apostrophe. L. E. T. Capital H. No. Lowercase h.
You saved yourself at the very last second there, Dave P. Well done. You have spelled Batleth.
Yay, remedial Klingon.
Batleth.
Batleth.
Dave M. Are you ready
Yes.
to communicate?
I am ready.
Spell Duktog.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Tog is a Klingon weapon.
A Ditog?
Yes. Duktog.
A Dictog. D apostrophe K T A G.
Thanks, David. Dave P., can you spell Duktog?
Can you say it again? So is it Dictog or Daktog?
Duktog.
Dictog. I will follow Dave M in saying D apostrophe KTAGH apostrophe.
No honor point shall be rewarded.
Oh, we were both not very far off.
Those are 2 words.
The apostrophe K was a stroke of genius there, Dave. I would have been trying to fit a vowel in there all night long.
I wouldn't have gotten the H there before the G, though.
Dave P. You smell a piece of rotting foreshack in here, is it you?
Mm-hmm. I think I should be
Sorry. I
Spell
did have some rotting Vorshak in the back of my startercraft for a while, but I took care of it a while back.
hauled away as garbage.
Hauled away as garbage.
Spell for me, Dave P. Foreshack.
Vorshak. F O R apostrophe S H A Q.
Dave M., can you spell Foreshack?
Ooh.
Is it with a V? Oh,
You asking
R?
me?
I was more just going with it.
Thinking out loud,
VOR apostrophe CHAK. Vorshak.
Very nice.
No, it's an F.
Oh,
I think there's no
tricked us by not having a single apostrophe in it.
I don't know. These spellings are dubious, I think, but
It's almost like
You're
they're made
dubious,
up on
Dave
us.
M.
we need a Klingon dictionary.
Dubious
here.
warrior,
We-
indeed.
to play Klingon Scrabble, I think, but
Spell for me,
That's right.
Parmakai.
I'll go. Okay.
Yes.
PAR apostrophe M capital ACH smaller I. Yeah, I think that's it.
Can you spell Karmakai? Do you have any love in your life, Dave P?
P A R M A apostrophe K A I. Capital I. Oh, dang.
The only capital is the M. Okay.
And this time it's got 2 apostrophes.
I bring no honor in this spelling category.
Klingon is truly a language for the adept and the intelligent.
Dave P, spell for me Moktovor.
Moktovor. Capital M A K apostrophe T O apostrophe capital V O R.
Dave M.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Right now.
Oh.
What was the word again? Sorry.
Moktovor.
MOK TOVOR.
No point shall be.
Oh, I got the capital V though and the apostrophe, but not the front of it.
I assume
Dang,
it's all
yo.
All right. 2 more.
Maybe it's just that my human ears aren't adapted for Klingon phonetics and vocalizations.
Dave M. Spell Kalhaya.
K Y K Y L HYA H.
Dave P. Spell Kalhaya. Do you know the path to Kalhaya?
QAL apostrophe capital HAYA capital
No
H.
point shall be rewarded.
Dang, yo, I was so far off.
I was close.
Last one.
You were much
To
closer
you,
than I
Dave.
was, I think.
Dave P.
1 point to me from that round.
Spell Kelly Cam.
Kelly Cam. Isn't it KEL? Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. KELLICAM.
That sounds right.
Nice.
That is the end of the Mume Kada.
Whew.
You did
Thank
not
you.
show yourself with much honor or ambition for glory in that
No,
round.
not in the spelling category.
How are you in the Neged Kada?
I'm okay at this. I think I'll be all right.
Are we identifying Klingons?
You will identify what I tell you to identify, Davey.
The Lodge.
In this round, Dave M will go first. Dave M.
Yes.
Who is this Klingon?
That is Core. Kang. That's Kang.
Do you know the difference between Core and Kang, Dave M?
I do. I it took me a second there. But that is Kang. Dahar Master and
That is Dahar Master Kang.
Michael and Sarah played him as well.
Klingons do not play games.
It would be a very different Klingon if Michael Sarah played him.
Dave P, who is this Klingon?
Oh, that is Lorel, isn't it?
It is Laurel.
Yes, it is Laurel. Good identification.
Dave M, who is this Klingon?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a
he's from the
real
Voyager
looking-
episode. But the name of this Klingon is I would never guess it. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go with Kong. No,
It
that
is
doesn't sound right.
Kong.
Kang.
Dave P.
No.
Who is that Klingon?
I've got no idea. I want to call him like Shavos.
Or
It's
Chivuk.
Kolar.
What is his
Kolar
name?
the Lost, we call him. Kolar.
Kolar the Lost.
Kolar the Lost. Okay.
I
Wow.
call him Kolar the Lost.
Yeah.
That was funny. Dave P.
Yes.
Who is this Klingon?
Oh, that is the young fellow from the imprisoned colony. What is his name? It's not Kodos. It's no, it's on the tip of my brain. I'm gonna just throw out a guess and say that he's like Kavos.
Isn't Kavos. Dave M. What is that Klingon's name?
It is. I believe his name is Advocate Kolos.
No, that is Kornan.
Kornan?
Kornan.
Kornan.
Is that Kolos?
He served with Martok.
No, that's the Klingon from it's Rotten Canada, isn't it? Or no, is that somebody else?
That is Kornan.
He served with. Oh, I was mistaking him as the. He bears
guy.
a remarkable resemblance to a guy that Worf met on a Romulan prison planet.
No, there was also that guy, like the episode where Worf's on trial.
Taught him to throw hoops.
On the extradition one. He looks a lot like that guy too.
Oh, yes, the lawyer.
Yeah,
He
the
does
lawyer
look
guy.
a lot like
Ron
him.
Canada, but that's not Ron Canada.
I love his name.
It's Kornan.
That's Cornyn, the one who goes crazy. Okay, he's the one who's like who has PTSD. I know
Oh,
that is.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
I
that's
mistook
right.
him. But yeah, all right.
Is that
No.
is that the episode where their Rotaran's crew is demoralized?
Yes, and they're like, yeah, that's where Worf has to like challenge
It's
Martok
Kornan of the Rotaran.
death. Yeah, just
Yes.
to get the crew. To,
Kornan of the Rotaran.
No.
Hi.
Dave M.
Oh,
Talking to the other one.
Yes,
yes.
Dave M. Who is this Klingon?
that is Betor of the House of
It is
Duras.
That is Betor. Dave P. Who is this Klingon?
That is Worf's brother, Kern, son of Moog.
That is Kern. 2 points to you, Dave M. If you can tell me who else is this Klingon.
Oh, yes.
That is Rodek as well.
It is Rodek. 2 points to Dave
Does-
M.
So here's a question for trivia, just for my own curiosity, because I just thought of it. When Kern first visited the Enterprise to establish contact with Worf, did he arrive under the name Kern?
Yes, but he was a
Okay.
son of Moog.
He just hadn't told him he'd son of, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I was just wondering if he'd been somebody else as well, but fair enough.
To you, Dave P. Who is this Klingon?
Oh, I remember he's an old campaigner and he's on, I think he's also on the Rotaran. Oh, his name Grick or Grelick or something like that. Grelick?
Dave M. Do you know this?
No,
Klingon?
that's wrong. That's wrong.
I know who. He's from the Rotaran. He's the helmsman.
Yeah.
He has a fairly generic Klingon name, like
There's nothing generic in the Empire, except for maybe Batlets. I see you have a Batlet behind you, Dave M.
I do. But this old Klingon, he's I can't name him. I never bothered to learn.
Kos or Cripes.
You know, Dave M, it is not the size of your bat'leth, but the warrior who wields it.
Yields it.
Is that one of those just add water batlets?
Tell me once you taste the end of it.
All right.
Who is that Klingon, Dave M? My patience is running thin.
His name is Helmsman Shapak.
No, he is Leskit.
Leskit. Yeah. Now that
Oh,
you
that's
say
a
it,
good
I'm like, of course.
name.
And now I remember that name.
Leskit. Yes.
Yeah, but
Dave M, who is this Klingon?
that is Advocate Kolos.
That's right.
Dave P, who is that Klingon?
Did I get it right?
Well, it's the advocate. Or he's a prosecutor. I forget. Oh, dang. What's his name, though?
He's definitely an advocate, but I thought his name
Yeah.
was Kolos. But is it
Kodos sounds right, but I think he's one of the
Kodos?
other three. No, because it's Kang, Kor, and Kodos.
It might
So
be
this
Kodos.
guy's name. Velikord or something like that.
It's Ron Canada.
Yes.
Is
On
Ch'pak.
that
You
point, we
said
are
it a
agreed.
turn earlier, Dave M.
Oh, Chapak.
Is it Chapak?
Ch'pak.
Yes.
That's Chapak? Okay. I was like, I know somebody was going to be named Chapak.
Canada strikes again.
And this was not the route I would ever have guessed is Chapak. But everyone else, I was like, this is Chapak. No.
That's awesome.
Dave P, who is this Klingon?
Yes. Who is that Klingon?
That is
That
Moral.
is.
Oh.
That's Brawler
Was it Dave M or Dave P you wanted?
I said Dave P.
Oh,
That's Belana Torres and Tom Paris's child.
what's her name?
Dave M.
Isn't it
will
Barala?
get the point, but Dave P will get the next two.
Questions
Dave P,
or
who
points?
is this? Questions.
Okay.
Dave P, who is this Klingon?
Oh, that's what's his face? He's in the wonderful episode of Deep Space Nine, and holy crap. I've lost his name. It's not Kodos. No, it's not Kodos. It's Cripes. No, I've lost it. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Dave M, who is that Klingon?
Arn Darvin.
That is Darwin.
Thank you.
Dave P,
I was
who
not
is
going to
this
remember that in a
Klingon?
million years. Captain Cripes. Is it Captain Karg?
Dave M, who is that Klingon?
That's Alexander Roshenko. Son of Worf.
Alexander Roshenko.
Oh, right.
Dave P, 2 points to you if you can
Cripes.
tell me who else is that Klingon.
I don't recall.
Dave M, do you know who else that Klingon is?
Well, he pretended to be somebody else. He pretended to be
Yeah, but I can't remember. Who.
I know he was pretending to be Gintok. Like his title was Gintok. I am Gintok to the House of Moog. And he was pretending to be some Klingon named Chapak, perhaps.
It's not Ch'pak.
Okay, well, I don't know. It's a common name. It's like John, floats around.
It is Kimta.
Kimtar. Yeah, but it was a fake name. So you at the end, you're like, I don't need to learn this name.
Yeah.
Dave P, who is this Klingon?
Chibok.
Tim, do you know that Klingon?
That's Kang's wife.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
The lady Kanga.
The Lady Mara.
Mara.
Final one to you, Dave P.
What?
Who is
Oh,
this
me.
Klingon?
Oh, that's He's chasing after them with the ancients, and it's the puzzle, and Professor Galen, and oh goodness me. His name, I think his name starts with G. Golor?
Dave, do you know that
Gowron?
Klingon?
I know the episode. Like I know. No, I don't know his name.
It is Nudak.
Nudak?
Nuda.
Send Nudaks.
That is the end of the Gik'tal.
Okay.
That was a good round. That was better than the spelling round.
Whew.
For me.
It was better in that
Not
round.
for me.
I've enjoyed your company as always, but it
Sorry.
appears it is time we said goodbye.
That was a. It's not time to say goodbye.
That's a Cardassian.
Oh, it is time for the Horiso Gada. This
I only
is
took remedial honors, so we'll
only
see.
remedial honor.
Remedial honor.
Well, it is a good
I got a good
thing
mark.
you are here. I am the Kale. You are the Gow'roD.
Did you say you're the kale?
You would say teacher.
I see. I thought you meant lettuce.
And you are the Gow'roD.
The student?
Now it is time. Yes, the student. Dave P. No. Yes, Dave P. The Herc have returned to Konos, and the High Council makes peace with them. How do you seize honor from this situation?
The Herc?
The Herc.
I mean, given
The council has made peace with the Herc.
what, honestly, slay the council and lead the Klingon Empire against the Herc, who are now in a position of vulnerability. Finish the revenge which was not completed, or even dreamed of, perhaps before that moment.
Dave M., how would you seize honor from this situation?
I would ask this what the Chadich Jean-Luc Picard once asked.
What does this say of an empire who holds honor so dear?
It's the Herc are a menace, a race from the Gamma Quadrant that plagued the Kronos long ago. We have to unite the 26 houses under the banner. I will be the torchbearer, and I will bring glory back to the Empire against our ancient foe, the Herc.
But slay the council or no slay the council?
No slay.
2 points.
No
Dave.
slay.
Unless
you
they
must slay the
challenge my
council.
authority.
Slay.
Listen, I think you will find the Herc are not nearly as deadly an enemy as trying to unite the houses of the Klingon Empire.
Like Dokuvma, I will bring them together.
And perhaps
question,
suffer his
each
fate.
double the points in the Horiso Gada. Dave M., you are offered an opportunity to sit on the High Council, but to do so, you must align yourself with the House of Duras. How do you seize honor from this situation?
I must hold these Pataks accountable, and only use this alliance as it suits us, but within the confines of honor, of course. That would be the honorable thing to do. But you never trust a dishonorable house like the House of Duras. They have long dishonored for 12 generations, going way back. There's many documented examples. Like we will. This will be an uneasy alliance. We will prepare to seize the most honor at the right time when the time's right.
Dave, P how to use his honor from this situation.
I would I think I would call the leader of the Durasa Patak and strike him across the face.
He's declaring war.
You want to declare war with the House of Duras?
Yes.
2 points, Dave Buxley.
Oh no.
You sounded almost like a Romulan, Dave M. Biding your time. A Klingon does not bide his time.
They can sometimes, like they wait for opportunities. Like there's some are more political than others.
Sound like a Duras.
It's
It's funny, none of the official texts I got in Starfleet mentioned any of those moments. They were all like totally head-on glory combats.
Dave P,
Maybe I'm reading the wrong histories.
you have found the Sword of Kalis for sale in a Ferengi auction on a Federation space station. How to use his honor from this situation?
Well, I take the sword and I present it to the Chancellor of the Empire.
You take it?
Well,
What if they try to arrest you on this Federation space station?
oh,
What then, Dave P?
I would, at the very least, have a ship backed up that could transport the Batleth away, even if I got caught.
Dave M, how would you seize honor from this situation?
so the sword is what? What's happening? What's going on exactly?
The sword is for sale in a Ferengi auction on a Federation
Oh, you
space
you slaughter the Ferengi and you take the sword.
on the Federation space station?
Yes. What year are we in?
Year does not matter. It's just your actions that matter.
Just want to know what the current
And your
treaties
honor.
are. What are the current treaty situations? You know, it might. There's nothing more honorable than victory. So, if
2
this-
points, Dave P. Dave P, you are tearing up this round. You, sir,
Whew.
know how to seize opportunity. Seize honor when the opportunity.
Well,
There's
Well, I was-
one more, Dave M. You have a chance here.
All right, I need it.
Kada.
here we go.
War has broken out against the Tholians, but you have been offered no position aboard a Klingon warship. How do you seize honor from this situation, David?
Well, you have to prove yourself. You have to earn that position. So you need first to get on board a ship and start serving. Much like General Martok had to start off for years being a remedial cleaner in the lower decks of the ships, and he rose through the ranks to his own captaincy, and then eventually to become a general and then chancellor of the Klingon Empire. There is no position to be beneath my honor in order to serve the empire and to help glorify the common goal of the 26 houses. So therefore, whatever I got to do, get on the ship and move my way up. And if my honor declares that I must take command in the right situation, I shall do so. And against these Tholians, there was much glory and honor to go around.
Dave P, how would you seize honor from this situation?
We are nearby many worlds which have warships. I would steal one and join the fleet.
Steal a ship and join the fleet. 2 points, Dave P.
What?
Obliteration.
That's dishonorable.
Obliteration. Klingons act.
I'm acting. I'm
It is
working my way
war
up.
against Atholians, Dave.
I'm working my way up. I'm going to help
By
out
the
on the
end
ship.
of this Gik'tal, you will understand war.
If I got to be a Beck for a while, it's okay. You know? Anyway.
Let's hope you know your Klingon history, David. We are moving on to the Kuvmo Gada.
History. All right.
This is going to be a rough round.
Yeah,
Klingon
there's
history.
some different accounts among historians about the certain origins. Like
Indeed.
the lady with Martok's wife there, you know, whether or not her
Oh,
hair-
yes.
Hey, Vem. Who was the first Klingon? Hey, Vem.
Dave M. Molor?
Dave P, do you know the first Klingon?
No. Kortar.
Or Ta?
Oh. When yet there were
JP.
gods.
On what planet did the Klingon monks await the return of kings?
It was a shrine on. Is it Petna?
Dave M.
Borith.
It is
Borith.
Borith.
Yes.
It is Borith. A holy place.
It's a
Good
good
time
name.
crystals.
Why, Dave M, did the monks choose Borith?
It was the star that Kalis pointed to in the sky when he left them at the end of his life and his reign.
Because Kalis pointed to Borith stars. Look for me there. Dave
Look at me
M.
there. I was getting for the look for me there.
Look for me there. Nice.
You do know your history, Dave.
I know it.
Dave P. In which battle was Tekuvma martyred?
It was the sort of Klingon Federation War. Cripes. I forget. I don't remember the particular name of the battle.
Dave M?
Boneyard, something like that. I forget.
The battle is known as the Battle of the Binary Stars.
That's
The
right.
Battle of the Binary Star. That means 2 stars.
2. Yes.
Well, yeah, it was a binary star system where they
Yes.
in quite epic
2
fashion. It was like a
stars.
pew 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 Discovery era starship.
Dave M.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave M. How do the dishonored dead get to Greythor?
This is mine.
Hmm.
They go on the barge of the dead.
The merge of the dead. You have
I'm trying to
almost regained par with Dave Buxton.
I'm catching up.
Wow.
I'm just
Wow.
I'm just trying to get back on even footing with you.
Dave P. Where did the Herc originate?
In the Gamma Quadrant.
The Gamma Quadrant. Well done, Dave.
But do you
Well
know?
done.
Do you know more about those origins? Because I do. Because
I would love to hear more. I did not do well in remedial Klingon history.
the Herc were actually created by the Dominion and the Changelings.
Oh,
they
because
were-
they've had a
they-
10,000 year reign. That's true.
they're a predecessor to the Jem'Hadar, actually. So-
Wow. So they sent like an expeditionary force out and they encountered the Klingons.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they're
But that was thousands of years ago, right?
right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the Dominion's been doing stuff for a while. So. But
Yes, would you like to do your house's taxes next, Dave?
I did very
Perhaps you would like a root beer and a lump of ice cream.
Oh, a root beer.
or a prune juice, perhaps. I don't know.
Now that's a warrior's drink.
Warrior's drink.
Yeah. Well, or Warnock, maybe. You know, I'll try to get.
Oh,
Dave M. Dave M. During the Second Empire, Emperor Moga sent out a fleet of Klingon ships that were never heard from again. Where did he send them?
He sent them into the Tholian Empire, I believe. Is that where they sent them?
Dave P., where did they send them?
It wasn't the Tholians. Who was it?
Into the Delta Quadrant? That would have taken them through Romulan space, but in that direction, I thought.
To Breen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
the
the Breen.
Breen.
Yeah. I knew
Yeah,
that
that's a terrible idea.
This was a story they told to make us really scared of somebody. I was like, who was it? Yeah, it was the Breen.
That's right. The Breen.
Dave P., what death ritual did Klingons practice before 2256?
They practiced entombment in these sort of grave ships, apparently.
Oh, the sarcophagus ship?
Yeah.
Can you be more specific, Dave M.?
Can I? Well, the whole Kuvma's like house there. They were specifically doing that mummification ritual.
Yeah, sort of sarcophagus
Mummification.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mummification is the word. Still 1 point behind Dave M.
Oh man, it's coming out of the wire.
Mummification.
Dave M., who said a leader is not judged by the length of his reign, but by the decisions he makes?
That was a Chancellor Gorkon.
Dave P., who said this?
Was that Kimpek? Kalis.
Kalis.
Seemed too obvious.
Oh.
Kalis is glorious, not obvious. Dave P.,
Yes.
which Federation vessel famously aided the Klingons at Narendra 3?
Ah, this one I got. USS Enterprise NCC 1701C Ambassador class.
The Enterprise C.
Narendra 3. Whoo. Narendra 3. Yep.
It's a big battle.
Yes.
That part I got in Federation history, I gotta tell you. First term.
Federation history
boom.
is irrelevant.
Right
They
off
will
the
be
bat.
conquered one day by the Empire.
Why did you say
Our
so?
allies for now. Blue shirt.
That's what I was saying with the Duras's allies for now. We'll conquer them later.
Ally with Duras.
Still say the Federation's more honorable than the Romulan. I'm just saying.
Dave M., what are the
Objectively
6
speaking.
trials on the path to Kalaya?
Dave M.
Oh yeah,
Dave M.
it's all you, buddy.
What are they? Deprivation, blood, pain, anguish, death. Am I missing one?
Yeah, that was only 5 so far.
Sacrifice.
You've done it, Dave M.
That's really
Rest of
good.
the order after the first 3, but I accept your answer. Deprivation, blood, pain, sacrifice, anguish, and death.
I suppose if death comes
In other
anywhere
words, a
earlier in
good
the
time.
process, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, no, I was like, I know death's last, but I was like, I don't want to lose track of that. So
Isn't it the sacrifice part at which Bashir and O'Brien decide we have to kill Worf?
yeah, they're like, we'll just kill Worf.
we just have to get rid of that guy. That'll solve everything.
Peter Bashir is a known party pooper. You got 6 points there, Dave M.
pretty good
You
at
are now in the
science.
lead.
Oh my gosh.
That was a good round for me.
That was a darn good round for
That
you.
was
we've
in
been
one
we've been
question.
trading rounds.
6
back
points
and
in
forth.
one question you got there, Dave M.
Whew.
Now, Dave P.,
Okay.
you can rack up some points here as well. You tell me as many Klingon ship classes as you can.
Well, there's the D7, the D12, the Vorcha, the Burrell, the Nimcha, the what's that? What's the other one there? Oh, that's all I can think of right now.
There's the Cavort.
Oh yeah,
There's the
Cavort
keep
sounds
going.
like it's like just.
there's the Burrell.
No, I said Burrell
there's
already.
Vincent.
He said Burrell. Hold on. The Ningfar.
Yeah, Negvar.
Negva.
The Tokduj. I think that's close.
Oh, Tokduj. That's a
There
good
is
one.
No
Tokduj.
Oh, I figured that was an obscure cut there.
But yeah, like those are the
Yeah,
those are the big ones. I'd say we
big
covered.
ones.
Raptors.
Where's
There
Ooze?
are Vorcha. There are Partok.
Did we miss Vorcha? Oh, I thought we
There
had said
are-
Vorcha.
I thought we got
Vorcha.
Vorcha.
Yeah, I know the Vorcha.
No one said Vorcha.
Oh, okay. I thought David said Vorcha.
Oh, I thought we said Vorcha already. too.
Vorcha, of course. That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
the Vorcha.
that's a good one.
Yeah. It's got some
Dave
Federation.
M.
meat
Yeah,
is
on it.
in the
Vorcha
lead.
and Negvar, that's
20
it.
to 17 at the end of the
Sorry, who's in the lead?
I think you are.
Kada.
Uh-huh.
Dave M is in the lead, 20 points to 17.
I'm ahead by 3.
Right
That the 6 things helped me out a lot.
That was a big leap. Yeah.
It was a big leap there. Good thing that episode was covered on D Space 9 at 9ish not too long ago. And I had it in my memory.
The final challenge.
It's like you're studying for this all the time, man. What's the last one? Sorry.
The last challenge is the Nagach. Kada.
Bait. Oh. This is much like the honor round.
Debate.
You have to say the right thing.
Okay.
We shall be debating. And each of these debates shall be worth 2 points as well. In the Gik'tal. I shall list off the debate topic and then 4 answers from which you can choose. The first one to shout out their choice can go first.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we're going to argue that position.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Other than Kalis, who is the most influential Klingon in history? Is it A, Klang? Is it B, Antak? Is it C, Gorkon? Or is it D, Wolf?
D, Worf.
Why is it Wolf?
Because Worf's actions particularly in ending the life of Duras, and then later ending the life of Gowron, but placing the mantle on another's shoulders, opens a new era in Klingon politics and a whole new way to conceive of the path of honor. In terms of the sense of sacrifice to the will of the Empire, or the life of the Empire.
Dave M, who is it?
Of the choices you provided, I would probably go with Gorkon. because Gorkon was the chancellor who helped bridge the gap between the Federation and the Klingon Empire, even though he was assassinated prematurely before the Khitomer Conference of 2293, which of course would lead to an armistice and several decades of cooperation between the Federation and the Klingon Empire that would go on to lead to the Khitomer Accords and the Treaty of Alliance. So Gorkon coming from the old era, it was he was definitely like, what if Nixon went to China? He was definitely like sort of that type who reached across the Iron Curtain, the neutral zone, and worked for a new future. And even beyond some of his Federation contemporaries, was well ahead of his time.
I mean, honestly,
open debate. I do not know this Nixon.
If I hadn't argued Worf off the bat, it would have been Gorkon, I think, for precisely the reasons that Dave Mader argues. And I think, the only reason I go for Worf is that if Worf has gone further in being influential, it's because he stands on the shoulders precisely of figures like Gorkon and things like the Khitomer Accords. The Khitomer Massacre doesn't occur without the Khitomer Accords. Worf's whole character and the whole reason he stands taller is because of somebody like Gorkon and how he's going to embody that whole tradition.
If we're judging this straight on influence, I don't think you can really measure Worf's influence on the Empire in any kind of meaningful way. He seems largely scorned by his people, sort of considered an outsider, someone who wears pajamas or a child's uniform, in their opinion. I think that it's mixed at best. I think Gorkon, in contrast, is well more revered and well more notable in the history of the Empire, whereas Worf is a controversial figure.
2 points, Dave Major.
Okay. I would have also liked Lucara. I think the Lady Lucara could have been a consideration for the most influential.
Oh.
Non-Duras Klingon is the biggest disgrace to the Empire.
Non-Duras Klingon. Okay, pick any vote for that family. Okay.
Is it A, my father Gowron? Is it B, Alexander Roshenko? Is it C, Darwin? Or is it D, Antak?
Darwin.
Go for it.
Okay. Arn Darwin was easily one of the most disgraceful Klingons ever. He was not only did he fail at his mission, bringing much disgrace and dishonor to the Empire, that the Klingon Intelligence Bureau had to turn their backs on him, that he went on to pose as a human merchant quite dishonorably for and not even a good one. If you're going to pretend to be somebody, at least be good at it, and be successful and bring honor in that life. He wasn't even good at that. He got trapped on Cardassia during the Klingon invasion, and then he steals the orb of time, which is another dishonorable act, and then uses it to try to plant a bomb. If you're to kill Kirk to change the timeline, if you're going to do that, you go kill Kirk directly, right in the heart. He's one of the biggest disgraces, not just of the Klingon Empire, but of the entire Alpha Quadrant, the entire Milky Way. Arn Darwin right up there.
Dave P. Is it Alexander Antak?
Or I'm going to be very controversial and argue Gowron. Gowron.
Tread carefully, Dave P.
Gowron sought personal honor over and above the safety, security, power, and advancement of the Empire's interests. These are the stated reasons for which Worf killed him. If that killing is justified, then we must believe that Gowron, through the sheer ambition that brought him to his post, also brought himself to his own downfall.
Dave M.
I would rebut that quite a bit. Like I think that Gowron was perhaps threatened by Martok's position at the time, and you could question some of his decisions. But Worf assassinated Gowron at the behest of Sisko for the greater Dominion War effort, and I think that and then bestowed the power onto Martok and installed him as new de facto leader. I think that there's a lot of suspect things around Gowron's death and thing, but I digress. And like, who was
did you just argue that a Klingon killed a Klingon chancellor because some human told him to?
Well, you should watch the episode. It's right there. He's like, do something about this, Mr. Worf, and then the next scene, he's like, dead.
Not sure what sort of a Klingon you imagine with this, Dave. That's not honor.
Gowron compared to Arn Darvin, Gowron was Chancellor of the Empire and had many deeds worthy of song, I would argue.
But then how great is the disgrace?
His disgrace is dubious at best. It's not confirmed, and Martok thinks of him quite fondly. In Star Trek Online, I will imagine, we actually go to the afterlife. There's like a Klingon limbo where Gowron is, and he's like kind of in this nebulous place, not quite good, not quite evil. He ends up redeeming himself and finding a place in Tovokor.
Is this like a holodeck simulation? This Star Trek Online?
No, this is like they go to the afterlife, much like in Barge of the Dead.
Oh, to Grethor, I see.
Grethor, yeah, we went to Grethor.
Big
fiery
Grethor,
castle in space or whatever.
And
Dave Puxley.
Oh no! Gowron, you bring dishonor upon yourself. 3 generations.
Gowron's honor is not my own.
You're son of
If I
none
were not
now?
Klingon, I would shed a tear for him, but I am Klingon, so I won't.
You're son of none now.
Hey. Which is the superior Klingon food? Is it A, gach? Is it B, rokeg blood pie? Is it C, heart of targ? Or is it D, grey pox sauce?
Heart of Targ.
Why is it heart of targ?
Heart of Targ. It's great muscle. It's a good protein for you. You can do so much with it culinarily. You can adapt it to human recipes or not. It's got a lot of potential. Heart of Targ. A lot of good protein. And like the rokeg blood pie, it always coagulates, and like ga is like hard to keep fresh because of if it dies and it's crawling around, no good. Like a good heart of targ, it keeps longer and better. It's for the long journeys, into glory, into war. You want a heart of targ.
Well, for my part, I would say Goff. I still remember the first time I ever did an exchange mission on the very tiny cruiser. One of those small barrels with like 12, 14 Klingons on it, called the and they decided to serve me gach, which was their specialty. They kept it very fresh. And, I tried that gach 8 or 9 times, but it kept climbing back up. And that's the fun with gach, I learned after a few tries, is that eventually it stops fighting because you chew it enough.
Open debate.
Well, God, like I think is a fine food and has a lot of the same nutritional qualities, but sometimes it bites back. Sometimes it doesn't keep fresh. I think that the heart of targ is just the more practical protein to keep with you. It's delicious and nutritious, whereas the rokeg blood pie, of course, we already pointed out, has its issues, and the ga. There's so much discernment. Like there's so many varieties of ga. Like your crew might not like this type. You get the wrong breed. But heart of targ is consistent. It's solid.
The heart of Targ may be nutritious and delicious, but Gach is magically delicious.
Yeah, but it's so much
And
variety.
sometimes,
So much
you
can
know
go
what?
wrong with it.
If you put tiny marshmallows on the Gach, it makes them wiggle around in fun ways
Variety is the
and
spice of
sweetens
life,
it.
Dave M.
Variety is the spice of life, but practicality.
And I like your story, Dave P. My uncle's name was Aga.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's very guttural.
oh, I
Yeah.
see.
It is now 22 points, Dave M. 21 points.
Close. Oh no.
With 2 debates to go.
Oh my gosh.
This is tough. This is stressful.
This is neck and neck, or ridge and
You
ridge
can
if I
lock
had
it-
any
You can
ridge.
lock it in with this one, Dave.
All right.
Who is the greatest Dahar master? Is it A. Kor? Is it B. Kang? Is it C. Koloth? Or is it D. Birok?
Kang.
Why is it Kang?
Kang lived his life by a code. He went down avenging his blood feud. He was the one to finally take down the albino, whereas Koloth, he fell earlier. So I would rank him higher than Koloth. Kor had a dubious life and a record as a Dahar master, including his end, where he kind of brought shame and dishonor upon himself by acting like a fool on the bridge of Martok's ship. I think that I think Kang went out like a boss, and I think he deserves all the props. He had a very noble, honorable ending.
I'll pick Core, of course. The thought of Core's ship dancing between those Dominion ships, holding them off, being pounded, but doing the impossible is what taught me at least a little bit about what a Dahar master is. So that's why I say that.
Open debate.
Kor brought much dishonor. His actions around Martok alone and how he dismissed him by his lack of noble heritage show that he had great dishonor. Whereas Kang, as we only know him, was the paragon of virtue, who pursued the blood oath when all others gave it up, including Kor. He was the one who found it and brought it home.
You choose again the path of safety, Dave. I think Kor's very wildness and chaos was the beating of his Klingon heart, driving him to excess. And
But
in the end, it drove him ragged into his final battle.
A Dahar master is exactly that, a master of all the disciplines, and has a level of restraint, which we did not quite frankly see from Kor. Even Koloth, he especially looked down upon Kor. I think Kang, everyone revered Kang because even amongst the Dahar masters, he was the greatest. They always deferred to him, and he was the leader.
I would put these two as like two sides of a coin in some sense. But where you point Kang as the virtuous, stable, relentless master, I'd paint Kor as the ecstatic, like a whirling dervish, as a Dahar master. And I'm not sure you can have one without the other ultimately.
I'm a mini Dahar master.
Who was the fourth choice you gave us, by the way? Baroque. Not familiar.
Yeah, not familiar.
2 points, Dave Bucks.
What? Come on, Kang's way more of a Dahar master than Kor.
The score is now 22, Dave Mader. 23, Dave Puxley. 1 debate remains. The winner of the Gik'tal will be decided upon this debate. Each like last time, it comes down to the wire. Who is the best, therefore worst, Duras.
That makes the bad, but who's bad? The best at being bad, I guess.
Like the best at being a Duras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not used to spelling.
Yes.
Is
The
this
best, therefore worst, Duras. A. Lursa. 2. B, I should say. Gik'tal.
B. Betor. Yeah. Okay.
C. Torah. Son of Duras. D. Duras, son of Toral.
Betor?
E. 5 choices in this.
What?
He's already.
Oh,
tried.
5
He's,
choices.
No, he's
Okay.
committed with Betor. Come on, let's. But here, let's hear it.
Let's hear the 5th choice anyway. I'm
He
already
was
committed.
Duras, son of Toral, ran into the NX-01 and Captain Archer.
Oh, that Duras, Grandpa
Oh,
Duras.
that Duras.
Or E. Duras, son of Gerard, who had many run-ins with.
Yeah, I'll go Duras, son of Gerard. That's my pick.
Why is it Duras, son of Gerard?
His dishonor was lengthy and notable, and starting with the dishonor that Gerard alone brought upon him by conspiring with the Romulans at Kittimer, lowering the shield, and then putting the blame upon Moog, only to get himself killed, but then for Duras to cover that up with Jimpok, and then after Jimpok's death, which I believe he was responsible for, if I'm not mistaken, then once Kalar discovered the truth, he brutally murdered her in not so nice fashion, dishonorable fashion, I would say. And then finally he loses in combat. And then his son's an idiot, and his sisters are idiots too. So like there's the dishonor all kind of culminates around him specifically. Like he's the star, and the rest are just a bunch of planets that are kind of holding on.
That's a lovely image. But Betor of the 2 sisters makes a point of saying that her brother was an idiot, an impulsive fool who sired another impulsive fool in Toral. Betor is scheming. Betor is more like a Romulan or a Ferengi, perhaps even than her dishonorable father. I think Betor is the most and therefore worst Duras of the Duras.
Betor is not even the worst, or like the best as being worst of the Duras sisters. I would put that with Lursa, who's definitely the more dominant of the two, definitely the brains of the operation, and more formidable. Whereas Betor is more like, I guess like a sex kitten or something going on with her, where she's going at Worf all the time. And I think that Lursa was more the one dealing with Sauron directly. Even though they were a team, I just think Betor is kind of like the lesser of the 2 sisters, and neither of them hold a candle to Duras, the one who had the many run-ins with Worf, son of Gerard, who he was one of the most dishonorable ever in the Empire, and he was nearly the chancellor of the entire Empire. He nearly had all the
which Durases were involved in getting the Romulans into the Klingon Civil War? One of those Durases we're talking about already had a bat'leth through the skull or chest or something. So those sisters did more harm to the Klingon Empire in their run than Duras ever did. Maybe their father would have, but their father isn't on this list. And Betor, along with Lursa, did a huge amount of... How many million Klingons died in that civil war? Needlessly, who could have been spent fighting an honorable war that wasn't so wasteful.
all that was set up by Duras. You know, his death like leaves this incredible power vacuum, which the sisters try to fill, and that's why they start going to Sela and everything else, and things that play out. But they're like the buzzing of flies to Jean-Luc Picard and Worf and Gowron and the rest and Kern who had their stuff together and were obviously the prevailing winners of that civil war.
Sure.
Whereas while Duras was alive. He was very hard to stop. Even Jim Peck didn't want to challenge his authority at that time, and Worf was the guy who did it. But only Worf could because Worf was such an outsider.
Which Duras has showed up in a movie, or more?
Well, they were just there for a minute before Riker blew them the smithereens. But
I see.
I
see. Also, I gotta say, the Duras sisters were far more long surviving in their fights than Duras. Duras was ultimately just like a melon split by Worf. Before any of the rest of that ever happened.
His two appearances were quite notable, and his legacy is one of the greatest enduring any villain, where for only a few appearances.
That was a very good debate.
Not bad, but
you can listen to the dishonor of
he doesn't die on the big screen. That's for
who's
sure.
more dishonorable? How do we measure these things? But yes,
yeah.
I always thought it was the missed opportunity was to see Duras with the sisters all together, but they,
that would have been amazing.
That would have been quite the team up.
That would have been great. On that point, we're entirely agreed.
Yeah,
that one was close. I think that the deciding blow was the millions of lost Klingon lives.
They gave their lives.
And Dave Buxley is the winner of the Gik'tal and completes his blood revenge on the House Mater.
Well, all I can say is glory to you and your house.
And your house. And your house. And you were a good competitor, Dave Mater. You will not be killed.
Good man. Oh, good. I can go another day.
That was a close run thing. That was awesome.
Now have to be a third Gik'tal challenge to decide it.
A rubber match.
All right. Well, listen, I'm pretty sure I got the coordinates for my anomaly locked down, so I may need to head that way in a minute if we're all finished up with the Gik'tal here.
The Gik'tal is over. You have won, Dave P.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good match.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
Thank you for hosting today. You brought much glory to the Empire.
Dude, thank
Learn
you.
something, Gow'roD. Did you learn something about honor, about glory?
I did.
About being Klingon.
I learned all kinds of things today. I truly went to
the undiscovered country.
Exactly.
I think that that Gorkon one was pretty good.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Yes.
Never gone before.
Green.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks. Thanks for the competition. Thanks for the debates. I think there were some interesting ones in there. I think I gave you a fight.
Oh yeah.
I will gladly challenge to get the belt back and get back in there next time. But this was a lot of fun. And thank you. And so I think I'm giving up the plugs here for the end of the show. So thanks for being with us here tonight. If you've been listening and following along, we hope you'll be with us for the next one. Check out all the different podcasts we have in Live Long Podcast, Locutors of Trek and Not. our different divisions that we have, including the command division, which is a lot of like the TV and movie reviews. Of course, our operations division, Star Trek Radio Theater, and then the science division, which of course includes the locutors of Trek as well. Oh, that's a Treckle chunk, but we got all that going on, including Monday nights Star Trek Enterprise, an ongoing series where we talk about that show. We're just finished up season 2. We got an episode on tomorrow night. Check that out. And then Tuesday we'll be talking about the next episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine into season 6 now. Star Trek Prodigy. I'm doing that with Davan of House Skelhorn, as well as Jessica Chan over there on Thursdays. We're well into that season. That's a really interesting show. If you haven't watched Star Trek Prodigy, it's got all kinds of legacy characters. I'm sure people you'd like to see, and voiced by the original people who voiced them, much like on Lower Decks, another show we talked about here on Live Long and Podcast this year. And as mentioned, we have Star Trek Radio Theater, one coming up on Friday. The live record will be Friday, December 16th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern. Of course, Davan Skelhorn playing Cybok. I'll be Leonard McCoy in this one. We got Murphy playing Kirk, Adam Woodward playing Spock, my wife Jane playing Romulan, Jodie's God. It's going to be great. Michael Chan's in there. We got Kevin Millard, Jaemeel Robinson, Jeff Mader, Mott Tyrell. All the crew. It's going to be great. So check that out. And when's the next locutors, Dave? Do you know?
Oh, I think we were thinking about looking into the Treckle trunk sometime this week.
Treckle chunk. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
Your weapons in there.
There sometimes are. We had some great Klingon stories a little while back. So we always like to plumb the depths of honors.
This is true.
That's true. You even get a paper cut. It's pretty wicked.
Absolutely. Well, check all that out. Of course,
When I call my bat left.
Yes.
Paper cutter.
The United Federation of Podcasts, a network of different podcasts, including Live Long and Podcast, as well as some other great ones, including KBBL, where the extra B is for BOYBB. They just talked about Bart the Genius on Friday. I checked that out. I went back and watched the episode. I'm like, this is the second episode of The Simpsons. It's
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting following along and kind of like being forced to kind of go back and like relive The Simpsons in like order, I guess, of the episodes, which I never really thought of it that way before. And so that's been fun. Check those guys out on Fridays. Hold on, let me just check over to my other soundboard here. We got the Super Mater Brothers Podcasting.
We are brothers!
Which covers reality TV shows like Survivor and Big Brother. Right now we're covering Survivor season 43 on Wednesdays. Only about 2 episodes left. So we got this Wednesday, and then the following week will be the finale of that season. Again, down to the final 6 now. It's going to be really interesting. Check that out if you like those shows. There's another one called Hold Up, which is a movie podcast with Chris Murphy and Davan Skelhorn on Wednesdays, usually, I believe, where they talk about 3 movies, 2 movies that Davan picked, one that Murphy picked from post-2000, and they try to figure out which ones hold up and which ones don't. I think they just covered the medicine or healthcare-based movies, and I'm trying to recall what's coming up next. Do you know, Mr. Sir?
Gow'roD, have you had any news on
do you know what the next topic you're doing? They're doing. He's mute.
Because I pay attention.
Okay, good.
Because I am Klingon. They have just done environmentalism, and now next they are doing what you humans call Christmas.
Christmas movies.
Christmas.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, old Earth tradition.
I like it because it sounds like Kalis.
Kalis. Okay.
Christmas.
Yeah. Well, check out Hold Up, a movie podcast.
There's some swords involved for sure.
Yeah. There's the Graphic History podcast, Andre Mayette, all kinds of great stuff related to that. X-Rated, the animated series, animated review show. That's with Andre and Davan on Tuesdays into season 3 now, I believe, of course, on X-Rated. Trivial Debates, a great show where we are movies, TV, sports, and more. We just had our newest edition this past Sunday. Was it 2 Sundays ago? I'm trying to remember when that was now. Sorry. But that was the music themed episode with Jaemeel and then Andre and Eamon Made are competing. And then I'm going to be hosting the next one coming up on Saturday, December 17th in the morning. We have Davan Skelhorn, Max Duda, and Sterling Slowcock Bennett competing in this Christmas themed trivial debates. So that should be some fun. I haven't written all the questions yet. Sterling will be coming from Australia, even though he's not actually Australian himself. And the Hellbound podcast. Where's my Hellbound podcast, guys? Here they are. A horror movie podcast with Alex Blackburn, Michael Chan. Sorry, guys, it's late here, so I'm trying to remember all the plugs.
Of course.
All right, I think that's all of them. Let's talk about fighting games.
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
Jerka, Eamon Mader. Check out that one too. It's a good one.
Right on.
All right. Do you want?
Well,
Everything you say, it does sound good.
fighting, yes. Well, in that case, I think all that remains is to say, end transmission.
Must pass the Gik'tal.
Koi keles puglod, koi bukbe bu, yakba makba jejuvi, semak tumeyo. Ah!